What is up, you guys? Today I am playing Blackbeard because I think he has a really good matchup into a lot of the meta right now, since he plays an incredible resource game and is able to pump out a ton of big bodies that your opponent just can't deal with. I am against the purple Doflamingo, which in my last gameplay video, I lost to playing red-green Luffy. So if you haven't seen that video, I have a bunch of good games in there, so go check it out. But anyway, I was able to open up with full OLED, which is definitely the best card in your deck. It is just super helpful at cycling your hand, so you can see what you need, and also just dump things into the trash. I made sure to attack over his sugar as soon as possible, so he couldn't keep adding cards to his hand. I also dropped my Jesus Burgess, just because it's the best card in your deck, and even if he gets over it, I have plenty of ways to put it back onto the field. That's my favorite part about playing Blackbeard. Your cards just keep coming back, it just feels super consistent, and your opponent never really gets anything done. It's good to take a few cards right away. I didn't mind going down to 3 life because I have blockers and I'll need cards in hand to use my leader's effect as the game goes on. Dofi's able to get out a 5-cost Virgo pretty quickly by redirecting my attack into his sugar, but I'm not really worried because I'm able to put out a blocker of my own, so I'll have plenty of recursion even when he attacks over my Burgess. I decide to block with my Kuzan early on to get the 5-cost Kuzan out of my trash again, which can then get the Burgess out of my trash as well. This Kuzan is just one of the most incredible cards in the entire game, I'd say. Not only does he play basically anything from your trash, he also draws you a card when he does it, which is just completely unnecessary, but also he can't be removed by any means from the field. Except attacking, I guess. But that hardly comes up because you can just attack with him for free and then tag him out into the Burgess. I'm ignoring the Virgo for now because I'm not super worried about his attacks. My main focus is building up an army of Jesus Burgesses. And I see he can attack me 3 times for 7, so I'm willing to take 1. And I also block 1 with my Kuzan to put a Burgess onto the field. Now, I really thought he was going to attack my life, but he attacked my Burgess, which I just think is a misplay, because I was planning on countering out anyway, and doing that just saved me an extra 2k in hand. Every single turn, I'm using full OLED. It's just the most important card. And now that I have the 10-cost Teach, I'm able to stop his Virgo from attacking. And since he's a blocker, I can stop another swing for free. Plus, his leader doesn't have his redirection ability anymore. And he'll still have no on-plays the next turn, so he can't play something like a 10-cost Doflamingo. I chose to keep the 2nd Teach in hand so I can follow up the next turn with it as well. But other than that, I just keep wailing on his life. He ends up playing a Nora Nora Beam Sword and resting my 10-cost Teach, which isn't a big deal, since he's not going to do anything about it on his turn anyway. It is still just a massive threat during my next turn. Now, I think my opponent forgot how to read, and he attached a Dawn to his Virgo, which couldn't do anything. He does play a Divine Departure, which I wasn't expecting at all, and he lowers my 10-cost Teach by 8,000 power, so he's able to attack over it with his Rosinante. When he attacks me for 7, I decide to just take it because I see that his next swing will be for 6, so I'm able to just counter out of that one instead. When I use full OLED, I'm basically just hoping I see another 10-cost Teach, since I did want to have 2 on the board to really help drive into my opponent, but instead I just grab an extra 2k. Then I played the Teach so he can't use his leader effect again or attack with his Virgo. My Jesus Burgesses are at 9,000 power, which is just insane for a 4-cost card. I attack his life a few times, getting him down to 1, and then at the end I decide to pivot and attack one of his characters, just to stop him from having too many attacks on his turn. If for some reason I'm unable to finish him off on his next turn, I want to make sure I still have enough defense that I'm not just going to lose. It is looking pretty good for me, but anything could happen. He attacks my Jesus Burgess for 10, and since I have 19 cards in my trash, adding 1 more is another multiple of 4. So I'm able to just discard a 1k, which boosts Jesus Burgess to 10, but then he boosts himself by an extra 1,000, so it puts me at 11. This is an important thing to watch out for, since 1Ks can turn into 2Ks, and 2Ks can turn into 3Ks. And now that he only has 5 Dawn cards left, even if he attacks for 10,000 again, it's just a free block. And that's what he ends up doing. I think a better play would have been to put any 5-cost character onto the field. I use my full lead and find another 10-cost Teach, let's go! So I just throw him down right away, negate his leader effect, and then I just start swinging. When he takes his last life card, I know it's over. So I attack with Blackbeard, and he's just not able to do it. Looking at his hand afterwards, he had 2 8-cost Doflamingos, which I'm really happy he was never able to use, because I kept hitting him with my Leech's effect once he hit his 8-Dawn turn. And while he was able to handle my Jesus Burgesses early on, they just kept coming back to the field stronger and stronger each time. They just serve as such a great distraction for your opponent because they are super threatening since they can't remove them with card effects. So this was the list I was playing. I am really happy to have gotten my revenge against Purple Doflamingo, and I did it with this list. Your most important cards are obviously the 4-cost Jesus Burgess, along with the 5-cost Kuzan, which can grab Jesus Burgess from your trash, and the 6-cost Kuzan, which can grab Kuzan or Jesus Burgess from the trash. And not only are you stopping your opponent's on-play effects, with your 10-cost Teach, you're stopping your opponent's leader's effect during that turn, and one of their characters during the next turn. This guy is incredibly threatening, and along with Jesus Burgess, he rarely leaves the field once you play him down. The most important cards in your deck are definitely Full Lead, and to an extent this is my age because it can help you find Full Lead, and they both help you sculpt your hand and put cards into the trash, which is just really important to help you use your Kuzans and Jesus Burgesses. To help supplement your engine, I play a few cards that pop. Doc Q is really nice, especially in tandem with Van Augur, and you can even play Stronger down when you just need that extra bit of boost. Overall, this deck feels really unstoppable, especially into many yellow decks because they rely a lot on on-play effects, and Teach is just really pleasant to play against a bunch of other matchups as well. Pleasant for you, your opponent will probably hate playing against you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, it really helps me out. If you ever want to play against me, or if you want to play in an online tournament, go ahead and join my Discord, the link is in the description. Be sure to comment below what you thought and what you want to see next. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.